Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this morning, I'm going to try to photograph these tiny little warblers. I came across these little guys last week when I was just walking around on the outskirts of the forest. I think they're housed in these little trees up here, and so hopefully they'll come out. But I've never photographed them. They're ultra tiny. I'm using the 150 to 600, which is about 1200 millimeters. And if the sun comes up, hopefully we'll get enough fast enough shutter speed along with these guys showing up that we'll get some photographs. Now, I'm on the outskirts shooting out of the car window. I know it's not very glamorous. It just seems to work better than me going into the forest. When I go in the forest, it's really dark. There's a lot of vegetation, so it's hard to spot, especially warblers. They're tiny. Hard to spot them and to get good photographs. Secondly, I have a tendency to spook more animals because I'm making a lot more noise because I'm moving up against vegetation everywhere, and you just don't get a very good clean backdrop. There's generally just tons of vegetation, sticks, and all that kind of stuff everywhere. So I'm sticking to the edge for probably the next few months, or open fields, do some deer photography, and we'll see what happens. I'll show you some footage of what it looks like now, and then what it looked like probably a month ago. I had my tracking video where I was pretty much talking about the same thing of how it fills in. But yeah, we'll just wait, and hopefully the little guys show up today, because I have not photographed these little birds. They always have a tendency to, I get fleeting photos of them stopping for 5 seconds and then moving. And I always notice them because they're really tiny, but I never get good, photography time with them. So hopefully they'll come out and I'll get some. Down there in the log, there's a little bug. Let's see if I can get a photo of him. He kind of keeps moving around. It's good footage here, right on top of him. Wow. I'll show you that. You guys can see that. Get some video of them too. Pretty much my very first warbler. Very tiny guys. Very cool little animals. Little birds, I should say. So, hoping you can hear this, because I know there's a lot of wind kicking around. But yeah. Really weird bird. Just strange looking bird. Never seen this kind of bird. I gotta look him up. I'm gonna have to look up what kind of bird that is. There's so many different kinds of birds we don't really get to see all year around. They kind of migrate through in the winter. I know I should probably know every bird, right? was pretty active. It was pretty active there for a while, you know. Birds were coming in and out. The warblers are so small that you get a little leaf, it covers up like half their body. And so that was a little bit of a challenge. I think I got some photos. I'll roll that here at the end. But I would call it a success. You know, first time out, first time really focusing on a warbler bird, something so small, especially in the summer. You know, I know I'm photographing out of a car. It's not something that's going to make National Geographic. You know, I go to McDonald's, get some chips, and you know, pull this up, and here I am. Look at how great adventurous this is. But it just seems to work. You know, animals, they're just not afraid of cars nearly as much as if someone gets out of the car. And yeah, that's that. So I'll roll some of the footage here. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Next week, G9 Panasonic or a deer video. Still working on getting the deer stuff out. And I appreciate you guys' time. Like, subscribe, also comment if you guys do photography out of your car. It's not, again, it's not a purist standpoint, but it seems to work. Till next week, Sky. Thanks.